Hello, welcome back. Neighborhood kids are having some fun on the swing set. that's gonna be that's gonna be slightly distracting, but we shall carry on. I need the sounds of the outdoors, and that comes with the neighborhood kids. Uh, Today, I thought we would work on something I've been putting off for a long time. I may not get it done, but I'm gonna start. Keyword arguments. Ruby keyword arguments. And this was added in Ruby 2. It's been around for a while. And Ruby 2.7 has made some changes to it, but mostly this is still accurate. Python has had this for a long time, but Ruby uses the colon here. And you can have defaults, or you can have them required, and you just put a colon and nothing afterwards. And this has made me nervous because I want to implement this in a way that's efficient and not gross, and not gonna be hard to do. So I don't know. We'll see what we get. And where I need to start is some of our existing code, and let's see. Right here, I've strewn this about everywhere in anticipation of needing it, and I don't think I need it because what our parser gives us is when I do foo1 to symbol, let's see, bar and baz, if I do that, what we get back in the AST is a hash for the keyword arguments. And it's just the last argument is the keyword argument. If I do this out of order, if I put something at the end, that's a failure. So the last parameter is always the hash of keyword arguments, which I believe means that we don't need to have a separate hash map here, which is good because hash maps are in our hash map library is not super fast. It's been the source of some slowness. I've been profiling some other stuff, and it's not super fast, so we definitely don't want to have to do this on every method call. So I'm gonna not make you watch, but I'm gonna remove all these. So actually, I wonder if I could just use sed in place, substitute comma all the way to there. What if we substitute that, and this needs to be escaped for nothing globally? Hope that works. Source, let's see. What does that give us? Okay, look. Well, that helps a lot. I mean, that's a good chunk of stuff. But we also need, there's a lot of places where I do null, null, null. Like this right here. This one's the keyword argument. Nope, that's args. Okay, that's good. I could just run make on this and see what fails and then go in and start replacing them. So here's one. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to make you watch, but that needs to be done before I can start on anything else. So here we go. Yay, all the tests are passing. Got lots of changes here. We're going to commit these as a separate commit. I wish I'd never added that in the first place. I know better than to add stuff before you need it. So let's say remove unneeded keyword args hash map. At least I don't think we'll need it. Okie doke. Cool. So Oh, let's look at what does the AST look like for keyword args. So if I have foo, let's say I have a regular arg named A and a B that's a default, and then a C. Yeah. Just for completeness, we'll do that. So what does this AST look like? We're already handling this. We're already handling this. We're not handling this or this. So that's pretty straightforward. Keyword arg, and then the third item is the default, and if there is no third item, then it's required. And just for curiosity, if I put a nil here, I assume this says nil. Yeah, cool. Nice. So let's go into our compiler and pass one and get started. Actually, let's write a test. Args test? Do I have args test? I have method test. Method test. And the way I did this one, I'm not really happy with. I'm just going to stick something at the bottom and say method with keyword args. Say A, B, C, D. Yeah, and then let's return A, B, C, D. And let's say describe method with keyword args. It accepts keyword args. Cool. So method with keyword args, and we're going to give it a 1, and a B is a 2, and a C is 3. Yeah, should equal, oh, there is no D. Should equal 1, 2, and 3. Let's just run that through Ruby. Cool, runs through Ruby, and it fails in unknown arg type keyword arg, and that's in prepare arg names 489, pass 1 489. I'm really glad I did this. Any place I had an if or a case statement, I always put I tried to always put a raise. That way I know right where I need to be next time. So when this is a KW arg, right? KW arg, then so when it's a regular arg without a default, it's this one, lassign, or it's this one. Interesting. I don't actually remember how that works. I might have to refresh my memory a little bit. Mssign. Prepare args. Man, this was some gnarly code. Gnarly. Prepare arg names. Where is this called? It's just called there. And args have default. Oh, this is going to throw off our numbers. No, maybe not. Maybe not. What happens if I just do keyword arg? Actually, what if I just return the name as is? And in that case, it would just be keyword arg. Okay, what does that do? Unknown mssign type, keyword arg B. is in 514. That gets us to here. And so that was called from 458. If it's that, let's do case name sexp type when splat, when keyword arg, raise here, and else do that. Do we get a here? Yes. Okay. And what do we get here? We get keyword arg b. And what does prepare MSIGN set do? Oh, it actually writes the, this is looking more like C code here. This is the right stuff. So we pass arg true to it. And what is the value being passed? The value is the path. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. And the value, oh, what is the value going to be? Nat arg, keyword arg, it's going to have to happen at runtime. We have to extract the argument, so we'll have to run, let's see, nat keyword arg value by name, just to be kind of patterny. Value name, what is value name? Value name, okay, I think that's what we want, value name. I don't have a default value yet, so I'm just going to say nil for now. I don't think we need all of that stuff, but we do need a name. Name dot, I guess this. So name, I don't like that. Okay. Okay. I don't know if that's right or not. That seems kind of wrong. Seems kind of wrong. Is this going to handle a keyword arg? No, it's not. It's just a nat. What does nat arg set do? I don't remember. Where is nat arg set? It happens here. It's actually a var set, and the reason we did it in pass2, why did I do it in pass2? I don't remember. Name, last, pair name. There's a reason. Oh, I think it's because we had to declare it. Okay, something about having to declare a variable before it exists or some such stuff. But let's say this works the same for keyword arguments. How do you jump back? There we go. Okay, this is going to break, but sometimes I just got to see the breakage so I know. Undefine local variable C. Actually, that's somewhat encouraging. So what if I do def, let's get dark. Def foo takes a end, and then I call foo with a is 1. What does that look like? So implicit declaration of function nat. Oh, right, we don't have that. Of course not. Does this look okay? That's not quite right either. So we need the name to be a string. Name So this is going to be a stir. So that looks a little better, hopefully. Ooh, cool. Stir. Oh, it's not stir. It's just S. Don't even remember how my own compiler works. Cool. So now that's a string. Now keyword arg by value by name. Args as array 2. Nil is the default. Would we want default first? How did we do this? Yeah. Ugh, I don't really like that. I'm just gonna put it at the end because this down here is the one that's wrong, but no, because I had to do var args here. Okay, no, that's fine. Sorry, I'm not even completing sentences now, but in any case, I like this order. The name and then the default. So let's go write this function. Yeah. So Natalie C. It's gonna look a little bit like this, or it's gonna be near here at least. Nat object. And it's going to accept the env, nat env, env. What did this call? Oh, so it's value. We're going to copy that. Default value. Okay. So the value is the args. I'm going to say args here to be a little clearer. The default value, and then this is going to be the name of the argument. Okay, cool. And if we return nat nil here, then everything runs, except I get a nil. Yeah. Okay, so we just need to implement this. That's the easy part, right? I'm going to get some lights on and close the door because I'm cold. Okay, back to business. Back to business. So I don't know if I have enough information here. Because what if you passed in a hash? See, I wonder if I shouldn't pass in all of the args as an array, if I should just pop the last one off and send that one in. And in that case, then it's just a hash lookup. No. Okay, so let's go back to pass 1, where we compute all this stuff. And we know how many args have defaults. Args have default unique. Okay, so these are args. Wait, what am I doing here? Oh, right. It's an array of true, false, and so each one is a true or false. So this, okay, I'm just gonna have to write some comments here. So this is like true, false. It's something like this, where it's like has a default, doesn't have a default. And our keyword argument would look like an argument without a default. I wonder if we should pop them off to start with. Let's do that. So let's say keyword args. Names. Oh, goodness gracious. This is hard. This hurts my brain. Hurts my brain. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Let's just do the simplest possible thing that can get our test passing. Our test being this little snippet of code. What's the simplest possible thing that can work? Value name. Where do we call prepare args? Here, args name. Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the simplest possible thing that works and iterate. Because I can't wrap my brain around the whole problem all at once. So maybe if we iterate, I'll get the pieces one at a time. So let's say nat object hash equals, let's see, assuming that the args array length, let's just assert here, nat type args is an array. Assuming that it's at least big enough to pop something off. Args array length -1. Let's get, we're not even going to pop it off. We're just going to do that. Oh, let's say if it's 0, then nat raise. I'm not even sure what to raise here. Maybe argument error. Blah blah. Not sure to do. Okay, so that's the hash, and then we're just going to return nat hash get env hash name. Make sure that's how that works. Oh, the key has to be a string. So I have to do nat string env name like this. If the value is nat nil, if it's nil and let's say if there's a default value and it's not nil, then the value is default. Let's just return default value. else. Gonna raise another error here. That's another error I don't know what to do with. And return value. Does that do what we want? Assertion receiver failed. Receiver failed. Oh, assert if nat type hash is not equal to nat value hash, then that's going to be another error. Nat raise argument error. Okay, I guess I need to see what the problem is here. I'm not even getting too interesting. Foo, I'm calling foo. What did my code look like? Already forgotten. So I'm printing a inside of method called foo. Print receiver is nothing. Why is receiver nothing? Interesting. Kernel P, kernel C line 18, kernel C 18. Args 0. I'm calling print on essentially nothing. Are we ever returning? Oh, okay. How does NatHash get work? It returns, does it always return nil? No, it can return null. If not value, I think that fixes that. To do blah blah, which to do is that? Let's actually put something here. To do not enough args. This one is last arg not a hash. And this one is no value supplied and no default value for arg. Need to figure out what the actual errors is. Actual errors are. To do no value supplied and no default value for arg. No value supplied, huh? Well, I did supply this. So let's print out what this hash looks like. Let's do this. Printf hash equals %s nat inspect hash. What does it look like? Look at that, A1. Oh, it's not a string, it's a symbol. So I guess this should be symbol. Does that fix that? Yes! Okay, we're making progress here. So I think it means I can start running my actual tests. Method test. Undefined local variable C. Does it work with a single? Okay, that works. Method with keyword args 1. We'll call that 1. We'll call this 2. Does this one work? That one works. Okay. And we'll give this a default value of C. And let's not pass a C, and this should be C. Nope, Ruby didn't like that. Oh, this is a 3. Okay, Ruby's happy. Undefined local variable C. Okay. So this looks like anything with a default value. Let's comment that out. Let's focus this test. Okay, undefined local variable C. Actually, let's do it this way and look at the BB. Okay, same error, good. It's happening in the compiler, so there's no source code to look at, but I can look at the output of pass 2. Nope, that's where the error is happening. I can look at the output of pass 1. And this is the AST generated by pass 1 of our compiler. Nat arg set, nat keyword arg val by name. B. Wait a second, what? B. Interesting that this is here and this is here. I'll have to come back and no, that's right. So this is the whole chunk right here. So, oh, look at that. Why the difference? So this one is being wrapped in a string and this one is not. Curious. So let's look at the AST generated by the parser. I gotta take this phone call. BRB. Okay. What's the difference here? I don't understand. So I get a keyword arg A here. I get a keyword arg B here. But somehow I'm turning this into, I'm just adding this junk on it. Oh, that's not even the right thing. That's the value. Wait, what? Nat arg set. Oh, weird. Let's look at pass 1. Nat arg set. Oh, I'm doing dot last. It's actually 1. Does that fix it? Does this look right now? SASB. Yeah, look at that. Cool. STRB, not rewritten. I think we have to do something here. What do we have to do? Oh, we have to process it. That's right. Okay. So let's say default value is name name 2. If it's there, then process it. Otherwise, give me a nil value. Default value. Cool. Oh, yes. Observer, yep. Okay, let's run this test again. Oh, is it working? Is it working? Yes. All the tests are working. Yes, sweet. Okay, now we get to start. I'm gonna add this to the index so I don't accidentally break something. Okay, so you have to start adding some more variations of this. Like what happens if I put, I'll just call it 4. What happens if I put a default before required? Does that care? So I'll make this, let's make B2C3. And then if I don't give it a B, then this is B, right? Ruby is happy. Natalie's happy. Yes. Okay. What happens if how is this going to work? What happens if I have, okay. Something like this. Curious here. Yeah, okay. Okay, if I have, what if I just pass a hash into the first arg and this, it has a default? What I would expect to get out is a hash with Z1 followed by a B. That's what I'd expect, and that's what, no? Passing the keyword argument as the last hash parameter is deprecated. Warning, the called method with keyword args 5 is defined here. Passing the keyword argument as the last hash parameter. Fascinating. I'd seen that warning before, but I didn't realize this would trigger it. It is just that one, right? Well, Natalie doesn't care. What's happening here? What is Ruby warning us about? Line 300. That is clearly this. I think that's a bad warning. I think it's wrong because what I intend to do here is pass a hash to this. I guess if I wrap this in a hash, does it stop yelling? Yeah. So I guess they want you to be explicit about whether it's a hash or whether it's keyword arguments. Interesting. Well, cool. I'm actually surprised this worked in Natalie. I figured that would blow up, but gonna carry on. So what happens if I do this and I pass 2? I should get back 2 here. No, I have to do a B2. Is that right? Yep. What happens if I pass just a regular argument? This should raise an error. Should what is it? Should raise error, I think. Argument error. And it does in Ruby. And it does in Natalie. Remember how I said doing the simplest possible thing that works sometimes is good enough? Somehow that just magically worked. Cool. I mean, now I know my argument is I know my error is wrong, but let's go ahead and put the actual error in here and we'll get that fixed up too. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? There we go. Okay, so this is the error it should be. Oh, okay, so this is, I need to raise this error in a different spot. I don't want to do that tonight. I'm going to put this back because that's different than keyword arguments. I don't actually do checks on the number of arguments being passed in, and I should, but that's something I haven't done yet, so I'll do that another time. But for now, this is looking really promising. I'm just going to add a few more. If I call this number 6 with nothing, then I should get back A, B. At this point, I'm just trying to break my stuff. Not enough arguments. Okay, but they both have defaults, so that is interesting. So this shouldn't raise if everything has a default. What's a good way of checking that? What's a good way? I don't want to dirty up this code a bunch, but I may have to have two different paths. What if we do this? What if we say Can you hear my children playing piano? Love hearing that. Hash, net hash. So what I'm thinking is if there's, let's just create an empty hash. This is so gross though. It's just going to do a dumb lookup. Like there's a worthless lookup there. You know, don't care. Don't care. Just going to move on. I'll figure out this error message in a minute, but let's say bool hash, let's see, hash supplied equals false, true. I'm just going to write this out and see if I like it or not. If there's no value, oh, you know, I don't even care. I don't care. Because it's just going to raise an error because there's no value. that's what we're going to try. Ah, love it. Okay, that's not too bad. It is an empty hash, and it's doing lookups when it could just not. It could skip that entirely, but it does simplify the code, I think. Yeah. So just for completeness, if I pass a 1 here, then this should be a 1. If I pass B2, then this should be a 2. Perfect. And if I pass C3, is that going to give an error in Ruby? Unknown keyword. So I should be raising that. Should raise error. Okay. I think it's time to start splitting these up. So let's say end here. It raises an error when golly. This is testing the wrong thing though. This is testing my argument count stuff. I'm just going to get rid of that. Should raise an error when an extra keyword argument is supplied. Okay, so that's failing. Should have raised argument error, but instead raised nothing, line 311. So how are we going to handle that? I don't actually have a way to handle that here because I don't have any code that looks at the remaining ones. Yeah, I might have to do some thinking about that. Let's skip this one for now. We'll leave that for later. Is there any other error condition? I have a way of getting rid of this one. I'll just do or it's not actually let's put it back. Let's put this back. If it's not a hash, then do this. A little bit gross, but not too bad. If it's not a hash, then just give it an empty hash. Okay, so that gets rid of that weird error condition. So we only need to write this one error. So let's see, what does Ruby give when it raises an error when a required keyword argument is not supplied. So we'll just use 5. We'll use this 5th one here. And we'll give it nothing. Should raise error argument error. What is the error? Wait, what? Oh, that's not the right one. We'll make a new one. This is number 7. Okay, what's the error for this? Missing keyword this, and it is an argument error. Okay, so I got the error. Now we're going to fix this error. Should have raised argument error with message missing keyword A, but message was to do. Okay, so here's where we get to write this. Missing keyword, yeah, missing keyword. And then we want to, oh, I'm just gonna cheat and put a colon and then %s and then name. Oh my, does that work? Boom. Any other errors? I don't have any to-dos left. This does everything I want it to do. I'm sure there's other cases, but boom, this is working. This extra keyword argument, let me spend just a couple minutes see if there's anything I can do about that. What do we call prepare args? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some thinking about that because we're just grabbing args one at a time. There's no place right now where we're checking. We're not checking the overall like required args, the positional args, or the keyword args, and I need a place for that. So I'm gonna do some thinking about that. While I'm thinking, well, let's run our full test suite and make sure I didn't break something else. I'm sure I did. I always do. This was actually not too bad. Hopefully I didn't break anything too badly. But so far I'm thinking this went pretty well. I had been putting this off for a long time thinking it was going to be really hard. But I like being wrong. I like it. I like being wrong. Well, this is really promising that we got this far without any errors. That's really good sign. It's a good sign. Oh, this is gonna feel so good. We can start using keyword arguments. It's gonna be so awesome. That last test takes a long time. It's running the Fibonacci stuff. No, it's running the board slam one. I don't think I ever showed you guys that, did I? I don't remember making a video about it. I ported a Ruby script that I'd written a while back. Maybe I did make a video about this. Anyway, this one, I'm actually running this through the test suite just to have something else to run. And that one takes a while to run. Oh, that feels so good. We have keyword arguments. Def foo a b nil p got a dot inspect and b dot inspect. Foo a is 1. Missing keyword b. Oh, you don't like this. B nil. Nil. Okay, we'll write a test for that. Method test. So was that 8? What I should get back is a 1 and then a nil. And oops. Oh, come on. That's gonna break. Missing keyword B. Well, well, well. Why does it think that's missing? Oh, default value is nil. Do I need something other than that? I need it to be null. If default value is not null. Okay, so let's do that. That's going to break something else probably. Yeah, I don't believe that. Okay, pass 1. Okay. Where did I do this? default value. Yes. Does that fix it? Yes. Okay, cool. So now I can get back to doing def foo a b is nil, puts got a dot inspect and b dot inspect, and foo a is 1, b is 2, c is 3. This is gonna not break. A is a. What if I just call it with nothing? I get an error, missing keyword a. It's so cool. Okay, let's commit. Add keyword arguments. I'm stealing Andreas's smiley face because I like it. And I only know how to copy other people who have good ideas. I don't know how to have good ideas by myself. Sorry, people. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, obviously we didn't fix this, but that's okay. I'll come back and do it. Look at that. So that's not that bad. And I gotta go back to that. Like, just do the simplest possible thing that can work and iterate. It doesn't work in every situation, obviously. Sometimes you iterate and you realize, crap, I can't actually do what I want to do. I have to throw it away and start over. But what you've learned is like you've built up the knowledge in your head iteratively. So iteratively doesn't have to only be on the code. You can iterate in your head, and sometimes that just means writing code. Anyway, but man, that really proves that for me is doing it iteratively worked. Oh, that's so cool. Our keyword arguments. Add keyword arguments. Yep. Push. Oh, so cool. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here with me through this. What I thought would be hard and turned out to be pretty easy. Yeah, so hope you found something interesting, and hope to see you again next time. Bye.